Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you a very interesting game between Carlsen and Karthikeyan Murali, Indian Grandmaster. So let's quickly jump into the game. This game was played at Qatar Masters, round 7. So Carlsen goes with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop to b5. So we have Ruy Lopez, a6, bishop goes to a4, knight f6. And here the main move is to castle, but Carlsen wants to surprise his opponent and he plays knight to c3. Quite rare move. Now b5 was played, bishop b3, and this bishop to c7. Actually this is Archangel defense. So knight d5 was played by Carlsen. Now d6, we open up a bishop, c3 by Carlsen, bishop goes to e6, and here d4. So opening gone wrong a little bit for black, but it's not all over. So pawn takes, now cd, and here very good move to take first here the knight, ed, and bishop to b4 was played. Of course bishop and knight were hanging, but black has this nice check, king f1. Of course not trying to play bishop to d2 because exchange would lead to draw, and Carlsen is playing for win. Knight e7 was played, and yes, in this position Carlsen plays not that good move with queen to d3. Actually bishop to g5 is good move, and let's see, if we take here then just bishop captures and we cannot take back because queen is hanging. But after queen to d3 actually Karthikeyan finds a really nice move, queen to d7, the best move according to computer, and he's preparing to castle long. And here kind of h4 with alpha 0 style. Again, if we play this, now we can take here. So now bishop g5 isn't working. So h6, defensive move, h5, and here black took the pawn on d5. Rook to h4, so Carlsen wants to transfer rook here, maybe potentially into attack, but now just castling long. Carlsen plays a3, bishop goes back to a5, normal moves, a4, trying to open position, bishop goes back to b6 to attack this d4 pawn, knight d2, now centralizing a rook on e8, now Carlsen takes, pawn takes, and in this position, after a long think, Carlsen plays really good move, knight to e4. Now king to b7 was played by black, queen f3, and here queen to c6. So yeah, queen to c6, because if we do a random move, yes, black has these ideas and we cannot capture back because we are pinged, and if we take here then we lose the knight. So queen to c6 to unpin ourselves. And now Carlsen thinks for 10 minutes and he goes for bishop takes h6. So he's playing for a win, but actually this move is an accuracy and it loses. Here in this position, the best move is just to take a knight, knight takes, queen c6, king takes, and just bishop to f7, and this would be a draw. But Carlsen gambles and he goes for this piece sacrifice. And but also, yeah, maybe he also forget that rook takes e4 is a very strong move. Probably he missed this move, otherwise he wouldn't play it, probably. He was expecting probably that, yeah, if black takes here, now we just take a knight, knight takes, and queen takes, and white is up a pawn. So, but rook takes, and this is very strong move, rook takes, but now we capture this bishop here, and black has two pieces for a rook, which actually is very good. Now rook e to e1 was played, but now very good move again by Karthikeyan. King to b8, because the threat was rook to c1, and queen will hide on b7. So rook to e2 was played. Queen goes to b7, so we are hiding. Carlsen took the knight, knight takes, queen f7, and here very nice move, c6. White actually is forced to take the queen. Yes, if queen goes here, then this is a nasty move, fork, and white is even in more trouble then actually he is. But if he goes to f3, then we can take this pawn, and black will consolidate and try to attack here on g file. So queen takes, king takes, now rook to d1 was played, king c7, king is marching here to control this e6 square, now rook e6, and yeah, in this position g3 was a good move, but here even under huge pressure, because I think Karthikeyan was in time trouble, he finds really nice move only with 1 minute I think, or a little bit more on the clock. He didn't go for rook to h8 to defend pawn like this, but he played a rook to f8, which is excellent move. The point is that if rook takes a pawn, then knight e3, winning a rook, because white cannot take because he's pinned. So rook to f6, rook to d2 was played, but now very beautiful move, rook to f6, and yes, white cannot afford to trade the rooks, so he goes back, and here king to d7 was played, g3, rook f5, g4, and yes, in this position actually the commentators of the event were screaming for very nice move, knight to f6, because if black takes, then we take a rook, and this is actually winning. White has these double pawns, this pawn is weak, so yes, and of course after knight to f6 is if white plays something, rook to e3, now knight captures 4 pawns, so that would be actually winning. But also rook to f7 is good move, rook goes to d3, knight jumps here, and he wants to reroute this knight to e6, rook e to e3, but yeah, in this position if white plays this, rook d to e3, now d5, rook e5, and we take here, so one of the rooks will be lost. But now rook knight e6 was played, d5, this is kind of desperate, we take, rook f3, rook g7, yeah, this is good to attack this pawn, and rook takes d5, now we take on g4, rook f6, and here very good move, bishop to d4, kind of wanting to trap this rook. So rook takes pawn, but now rook f4 is very strong, because the rook will take here and king will be in big danger here on the last rank. So rook takes, now check on f2, king e1, and yes, you can pause the video here and try to find the best move for black. Actually very strong move. So the best move in this position is amazing, knight to c5. Knight is going here and or here, and he will threaten actually here, yes, on d3, and he will threaten many checkmates. So king to d1 was played, and actually after this move, bishop to e3, Carlsen resigned. So let's see what's happening after bishop d3. Let's say rook h7, king c6, rook b8. But now knight enters here, this is a checkmate, so the only move is rook c8, now king d5, rook c2, preventing a checkmate, but now we can just take with the knight, so the only move is that white can take the knight, but now we capture with the rook, and with this passed pawn and bishop, and soon this pawn will be lost, this is easily winning. So yeah, for Carlsen it didn't work out, but probably he will win next time. But on the other hand, a really amazing performance by Indian almost super grandmaster, but soon I think he will be above 2700. So guys, thank you for watching this video as always, and please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye.